Alright, what's good everybody? Tea Leaves coming at you with another video. If you want more content related to the beautiful game, soccer, football, whatever you like to call it, feel free to give this video a like and of course subscribe to the channel for more content. Alrighty, let's crack on with the video. So I'm going to give you my Premier League matchday predictions for this weekend. I know all the videos have been Premier League centric so far. I will look to change that in the near future. This is just a base for me to start off with going into this weekend. So, without further ado, let's get into these predictions. Starting with Wolves versus Crystal Palace. For me, Wolves look very anemic going forward, at least compared to what they did last season, losing Jota. Pedro Neto has promised, but needs a little more time to get to that level. And Fabio Silva not ready yet. Losing Doherty is a massive blow. I don't think Nelson Semedo is an ideal replacement. I still think he's quite frail defensively. He's honestly not that good in general. And I've been saying this for a while, but people didn't believe me, but not that good. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, looking very solid. Roy Hodgson playing Roy Hodgson way, very defensive, pragmatic, but they look good. Wilf Zaha back to his best, scoring goals. They got a solid midfield. Milivojevic still in there. And they might be bleeding in a new academy fullback with Mitchell on the left side. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United, Man City. Sheffield United, second season syndrome has hit them hard. They look even more anemic than they did last season. And Aaron Ramsdale, terrible goalkeeper. Just terrible. I think he was pretty overrated at Bournemouth last season. And I saw this on the first match day against Wolves. At fault for both goals. Not a big fan of him. Man City, on the other hand, they're a wounded beast coming in because Sergio Aguero is going to be out again. But they still have enough quality to win this game. And I'll give it a 2-0 win for them. Them being Man City. Burnley versus Chelsea. Burnley look really terrible to start this season. Nothing going forward really, and Sean Dyche, normally one of the steadier Premier League managers, not looking so at the start of this season. Again, of course, plenty of time to turn it around, but there are some warning signs in there. And a team like Chelsea coming in off of a 4-0 win over Krasnodar in the Champions League, they're starting to hum a little bit. Pulisic on the left, Kai Havertz in the 10. Ziyech on the right and Werner up top. That's a scary proposition for the opposition. And their defense starting to form a little bit. Not entirely sold on Thiago Silva just because of the age, but he can still do a job. Ben Chilwell, of course, very solid left back. And Mendy, huge upgrade over Kepa. Kepa needs to be relegated back to Bilbao. Actually, I don't even think they want him with how sorry his performances have been for Chelsea. I'll go for a 4-0 Chelsea win. Liverpool West Ham. Now Liverpool coming in, no Virgil van Dijk, no Fabinho. They will have Alisson, which is a plus. Their defense, though, looking very suspect coming in. They might have to use more academy kids on that front, which could be good, could be catastrophic. And their attack is still very strong, though. I tried to say Mane and Salah, and I said Mala. Mane, Salah, Firmino, Jota coming off the bench, very solid. And of course, they won't have Thiago, but midfield should still be good enough to get the job done. And that being said, however, West Ham coming off a big 1-1 draw against Man City. Antonio scored an unbelievable bicycle kick. He's been doing wonders for them ever since the restart from the pandemic, halting the season. And yeah, West Ham looking very solid right now. They're doing well defensively, surprisingly, but they're overperforming so far. And just despite all the turmoil that happened to them over the summer with the lack of transfer activity and losing Diangana to West Brom, However, I'm still going to go with a Liverpool 3-2 win. Aston Villa versus Southampton, two teams that I think have overperformed so far. One of them will likely come back to earth in a bad way. My guess is that's going to be Aston Villa. I think we already saw the beginnings of that with that 3-0 loss against Leeds, where Patrick Bamford, the same Patrick Bamford who couldn't do anything in the Premier League for plenty of time, plenty of teams prior to Leeds in the Premier League, um, that same Patrick Bamford scored a hat trick. And Aston Villa, for me, I mean, they're still a good team. I still think, the downside is pretty down, but the upside is very up. I feel like there's a lot of variation with this team. Watkins, Grealish, Barkley, McGinn, all quality players. The difference, though, for me is that Southampton also has quality players with Adams and Ings up top, Ward-Prowse doing some magic from midfield, and then of course you've got the likes of Bertrand and Kyle Walker-Peters at fullback. This is a team that's greater than the sum of their parts, and for me, Southampton are going to win this 1-0 because of one key factor, and for me, that's Ralph Hasenhüttl being a far superior manager to Dean Smith. He's able to really adjust his tactics on the fly. He can change the shape or he'll change the style in which they're going. For me, Dean Smith has one mode, and honestly, the fact that you've got only two players in the starting 11 who were in Villa's championship team that got promoted in 2019, I think that says it all, really, that Villa's being buoyed by transfer activity and not really the manager's acumen. So Southampton 1-0. Newcastle Everton. Newcastle, for me, look dull, uninspired. Big point against Wolves away, though, but I mean, they don't really look that good. It's mostly Callum Wilson doing his best to carry a bunch of scrubs, apart from Dubravka, of course. He's a quality goalkeeper. And Jamal Lewis is looking decent in the team. Uh, Everton, though, coming in first place still, despite that terrible loss to Southampton, won't have Richarlison or Digne out through suspension. I think that's going to come back to bite them because Richarlison's a quality player now. I could see Ancelotti put Calvert-Lewin up top, Hamas on the right, and then you get Alex Iwobi on the left. Now, Alex Iwobi, maybe he'll come good this game. I don't know. But, I mean, at least the midfield looks more solid for Everton than years past. That being said, I think not having Richarlison will hurt against a team that'll sit really deep and, won't have as much pace running at them with end product. So I'll go with a 1-1 draw. Man United, and Arsenal both coming off of big wins in European competition. Arsenal in the Premier League coming off a 1-0 loss to Leicester at home. And Man United coming off of a 0-0 draw against Chelsea. For me, I think the difference is going to be if Aubameyang starts on the left or if he's actually played as a number 9 like he was for Dortmund this season. He outscored Robert Lewandowski in the Bundesliga. But for some reason, no one seems to want to do that. I don't get it. Because playing Willian or Lacazette through the middle, I mean, Lacazette's actually a number 9, so it makes sense. But Willian as a number 9, I mean, that can't happen again. And for me, Arsenal's lack of firepower. Man United, I don't know if we'll see more of Cavani coming up, but they still got Rashford, Greenwood. If he starts, I think he should be starting. I don't want to see Dan James on a football pitch ever again. He's terrible. And for me, I think if Ole plays his cards right, I think Man United can win this 2-1. Arsenal just not looking very sharp going forward, but Arteta is bound to surprise me, and I do not think Arsenal are going to stay in this rut for very long, but I think today, or this specific day rather, will belong to Man United. Tottenham versus Brighton is a bit of a grudge match because last year, of course, Hugo Lloris had dislocated his elbow in a home loss against Brighton, and Tottenham were absolutely destroyed that day now. I don't think this Tottenham team are going to lose to Brighton. I think Brighton play a nice style, but I don't think they have enough defensively. They're not as solid as I would like. Mope and Connolly look good going forward, but Kane and Son for Tottenham, coupled with a stronger defense, at least than years past, it still needs improvement. Stronger midfield than under Pochettino. Mourinho's got this team primed to get a Champions League place at least. They'll probably want to challenge for the title. I don't think that'll happen because this is Tottenham and they always bottle everything. But for this game, I will go for a 2-0 Tottenham win. Fulham versus West Brom, battle of two atrocious teams. Difference for me is that Slaven Bilic is a slightly better manager than Scott Parker. Scott Parker doesn't seem to have a plan B at all. He just wants to pass the ball, and that's it. And also the fact that West Brom, for me, have a little bit more going forward than Fulham. Fulham, I mean, they have Mitrovic, but I like what Carlin Grant's able to bring to a team. And of course, you got Diangana and Mateus Pereira. For me, West Brom are going to edge this 1-0. Leeds United versus Leicester City. Leeds coming off of that 3-0 classic Bielsa performance against Aston Villa. Leicester coming off of a 1-0 away to Arsenal. That's an impressive result. For me, the difference between these two teams is going to be the pace of the game. Both of these managers, Marcelo Bielsa for Leeds and Brendan Rodgers for Leicester, both want to play a quick attacking game. This could be a basketball-like match where it just goes up and down the pitch and, without any real regard for the midfield. I think that Leeds will have a little bit more firepower on them. And both teams defensively lacking right now. I mean, Leeds, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Liam Cooper will be back for them. And for Leicester, Soyuncu's going to be out for a while, and there might have been an injury scare for Fofana, so that doesn't help. I think Leicester's defense will be significantly weaker. And then, of course, this prediction also hinges on if Vardy's going to start for Leicester or not. Weighing up all these factors, I'm going to go for a 4-3 Leeds win. This will be a high-scoring game. And if it's not, I'll be extremely sad and disappointed. Anyways, that's the end of the video, guys. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more content. If you have any ideas for future videos, comment down below. I'll try to get a new power rankings video out on Tuesday for the Premier League. Maybe do one for La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and with some more graphics in there too. And also looking to do a video just specifically looking at clubs that hire former players who were legends at their club, like Zidane for Real Madrid, Pirlo for Juventus, even Koeman for Barcelona technically. So yeah, any other ideas you have, drop them down in the comments below. And that being said, peace out.